Mr. Luntz, welcome to 13 Action News. So, simple question for you to start off. Who's going to win the presidential race?
At this point, and it's going to upset my Republican friends, but at this point, Clinton's got the advantage. But it's not nearly as significant as what it was even 10 days ago. And the trend is definitely in Trump's favor.
So talk about that advantage she has. Is that because she's still doing well enough in battleground states that she's going to win? Is that what you think?
You don't win by popular vote. You only win by battleground states. And she's got an organization in Florida, Ohio, Pennsylvania that's second to none. The Republicans got started late. Let's face it, Donald Trump did not invest the money that the Democrats have. And it's tough to make that up. It's not out of the question, but she still holds an advantage.
Why do you think that she has dropped? Is it because of the health thing? Is it because of the basket of deplorables? Is it a combination of that and Trump calming down, so to speak? What is it?
I think she's gone down because the public sees in her a lack of credibility, a lack of sincerity, and you have to feel like your presidential candidate has integrity. If you don't, you can't vote for them. And they're looking at her now and saying, you know what? She doesn't tell the truth.
You know, it's interesting. I saw Philip Rucker of the Washington Post was at a focus group of yours or got some words. Clinton, deceitful, stoic, old, uninspiring, crooked. And Trump, that's settled in, huh? That's good messaging. Trump, crazy, unstable, arrogant, megalomaniac. So this really is the choice for a lot of Americans, right? You choose between someone that you think is crooked, maybe borderline criminal if you don't think she's crooked, someone who might be unstable, might be narcissistic, megalomaniac, right? That's the choice.
I'll make it easy for you.
Okay.
It's the disliked versus the dishonest. And it really is that simple, that the voters on election day, too many of them are going to choose the candidate who they dislike the least, who they distrust the least. But we've never had an election cycle where both candidates this early both have over 50% negatives. In fact, both of them are now approaching 60% negatives.
I guess what I wonder is you follow these trends in presidential races before, positives, negatives. Some of the polling is fluctuated a little bit. Some of the polling is good. Some of it's not so good. How many people are really undecided in this race compared to past years, and how many could actually be pulled off of one candidate to another?
That's a great question, and the fact is there's a lot less undecided than people realize. I'm in the process of recruiting for the first debate, and I had now, I don't know, 700-800 people apply in the last...
Recruiting for focus groups in case people don't know what you're talking about.
Correct.
Okay.
And I've had 700 people apply who claim that they're undecided, but I go through a whole series of questions. They may say, well, I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to vote for Clinton, but I know I'm not going to vote for Trump. That's not an undecided voter. They've already made up their minds. They've written somebody else out. They just haven't made the commitment to write someone in. And so it's not this 20% that some people claim. It's more like 6 or 7%.
Yeah, it's really at the margins. I guess what I'm wondering is, what is the impact of what's happened in New York, in New Jersey, in Minnesota? This whole notion of who's going to keep us safe. Does it help Trump because he's someone different and he points out that Obama and Clinton, quote unquote, have not kept us safe? Or Clinton's argument is, you got to go with me, I'm a known quantity, as opposed to someone who is unstable.
When you have a terrorist attack, it helps the challenger at first.
And he's seen as the challenger
And
because she's the third
and he's
term
seen
of
as the
Obama.
challenger because she's been around forever.
Yeah.
But in the long term, it may help her because of the comments that he's made about generals, the comments that he's made about national security. Make no mistake, the American people do not evaluate her effectively. They do not see that she did a good job now as Secretary of State. They were very positive about her 3 years ago.
Before she ran.
Before she ran. However, because of some of the statements that he's made, he doesn't get that high marks either. So it's the one who speaks badly versus the one who does badly. And
again, lesser of two evils choice.
Exactly.
Talk about the debates and how important they usually are, and are they more important this year, do you think, or less important?
I think I'm prepared to make a bet on this election cycle based on who is leading after the first debate.
Really?
I will not do it before then. I'll only do it after. Because that first debate, there are going to be so many millions of people who are watching. I'm trying desperately to create a drinking game so that every time Trump says something, you have to drink. Every time Clinton says something. We had one for Bernie Sanders. Every time that Sanders offered something for free, you had to drink from somebody else's beer.
What's the drinking game for Trump?
I haven't figured it out yet, but I think it involves something with the word huge.
Huge. And Clinton?
It involves something, it will involve every time that she criticizes Trump.
The birther issue, which came up again, was reignited again. Trump has tried to take it off the table. The Republicans, or at least some of them, have tried to muddy the water, saying Clinton or someone in her orbits started this. Does that affect only African American voters? Does it affect
It doesn't
anybody?
affect anybody. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
It's not in the top 5. It's not in the top 10 issues. Nobody cares.
Why is that, do you think?
Because they're looking forward, not backward. What are you going to do for me next year? Not whether Barack Obama was or was not an American citizen 8 years ago. It's just not an issue. Everyone knows he was, and nobody cares.
So it's just noise and social media and among people in my business.
It's worse than noise because it takes away from issues that people truly care about.
What about the health debate? Does that matter?
Once again, it doesn't matter now. It will matter if something happens again. The health debate is not actually about her health. It's about her veracity, about her credibility.
How she handled that? It was an allergy, it was coughing, oh, whoops, it's pneumonia, that kind of thing?
Exactly. Did she say what she meant and meant what she said? Was she honest? Was she candid? Was she forthright about her situation? The answer is no, and that's what hurt her.
Does that draw people who are saying, look, I can't vote for Trump, but maybe I'll vote for her, and they see that and it's reinforced whatever negative feelings they have for her, and they're more likely not to vote for either?
What I enjoy in these focus groups is to watch people shudder as they have to make that final decision.
Shudder.
Shudder. They're like, ugh, I don't want to vote for him. I don't want to vote for her. But you know what? I got to vote for someone. Ugh. I mean, that's shudder.
The last thing, let's talk about the ads and the impact they have. Is there a law of diminishing returns already? Because as you point out, if you're right, there's only 6 or 7% undecided. Are all the ads just noise? Does the quality of ads matter at this point?
Yeah, I don't think the ads are significant because everyone's paying attention to what the candidates say. Everybody's watching and collecting information. You don't need 30-second ads. Even though the candidates actually aren't out there, people are still watching what they say, watching what they do, and then ads don't matter in that situation.
Nevada. Is Nevada the most important state in this election?
Nevada is not the most important state in the presidential, but it is the most important state in the senatorial. You tell me who wins the Nevada Senate race, and I tell you who controls the Senate.
Democrats can't take the Senate if they lose Harry Reid's seat, right?
I don't believe that they can, even with Illinois, Wisconsin, Indiana. I think they come up short, but if they keep Nevada in Democratic hands, then I think they take control of the Senate.
All right, Frank Luntz, thanks.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.